What's up, boys and girls? Somebody had just posted about what if you're making a stencil for like a whole back piece, and you got to use a few sheets of stencil paper. You can't fit it all on one sheet. I think that's what it was about. Anyway, a few things on that help me with doing stencils. If it's big, like let's say, these are two full sheets of stencil, right? And you got your funny little tattoo. You got your artwork on the one, your artwork on the other. I put like guidelines on both where I'm going to join them. So now I lay this stencil. Here's my first sheet of paper. I put that stencil, I apply the stencil, okay? Cut to fit, but I'll leave these two guidelines on. Now when I take this part of the stencil, these guidelines, all I'm going to do is match it up, and I'll start from in here. Once I get that lined up, press it and go across. Now you have, your solid piece. Even if it's off a little bit, I mean, you could fix that while you're in there, or get some skin surfers or whatever, fix it right on the skin. But these little guidelines I do a lot. If I'm trying to line up somebody's in the middle of their back, I'll find the middle and I'll make, whatever marker or something, and I'll make a line on their skin, and then I'll make a line on the on my stencil to the middle where I want that to line up. So when I go in, I'll take the stencil. Let's say this is my guideline on the stencil, and this is my guideline on the middle of their back. Now when I go in to put my stencil on, I'm just lining that up. Now I know I'm good. I'm in the middle. I'm right where I want to be. You could do it on the sides to fit it in. But yeah, that's just how I do it. With if it's bigger than one sheet of stencil paper, you're not gonna sit there and freehand the whole thing on the person. This is pretty neat little trick. But if you don't know, and another thing, if you're doing like I do elbows, kneecaps, whatever, that part of the body is hard to lay the stencil paper on, right? Because it's bent, it's bony, you got things in there, so the paper's gonna crinkle up. You're not gonna get a good stencil on it. Now let's just say you're doing a kneecap or an elbow, okay? Here's my awful real quick spider web. I know it kind of looks like an exploding flower, right? But let's just say that this is a spider web, and you want this to go on the elbow. I do my stencil, and then I cut. See how I cut these lines in there so that it can fold over. I don't get too wrapped up in where I cut. Some people want to cut it on a line. Some people want it in the middle. Whatever. That's all up to you, your personal preference. I mean, it's a spider web, right? So you could fix it. You do your stencil. Now, when you put this on, let me say, like let's say this is the elbow. I know it's a pretty big elbow. When you put it on, you can press, and now see how it folds over. You can go around the bone. You do your front and back. Boom, press it on there. Then you do your sides. Press it on there. And when if you see, it's pretty much lined up. Instead of fighting with it and ruining your stencil quick, and then you're going to get flustered and start going crazy about it. It's just what helps me. That's what I do. With anything where the body's curved, kneecaps are tough because, you got the knee, and, the body's going like this, your thigh, and then into your calf. If you can get it on there, you can get it on there good. But if you ever run into anything where, it's the stencil paper is going a little crazy, and when you take a regular piece of paper and you're trying to put it over take the regular piece of paper and you try and put it over it, you see, it crinkles up. It becomes a mess. For me, I've found very easy. Just make these cuts. When you put your stencil, it kind of folds right over. It's not that hard. You may have to go back in. I do. I put this on and I'll go back in with a marker. I don't get too crazy. Sometimes I used to use medical grade and Skin Surfers. I'll use a damn Sharpie. I don't get too carried away. But anything that can stay on there. And I'll go in with a different color, like maybe red, and I'll do exactly what I want to tattoo, what I want to be the final stencil for it. You know, and fix whatever lines. You know, you got it like this, and now you're folded. It might be apart a little bit. You know what I mean? You could be like, or fold in. Well, then, you know what? Erase that line. You know what I mean? And go from there, or just fix it up. Not the end of the world. So there's my little tricks for putting stencils on. You know, if you got the 2 sheets, make your marks, line it up. I can't even do it one hand. But you know, hey, whatever works. You got to do little tricks for you, right? So I hope this helped. Keep it up.